Howdy everybody, welcome. My name is Eileen and you are watching Jane Nicole Designs. Today is my segment on Craft Around the Clock. I am going to be doing a thrift flip and just want you guys to come along with me. We're going to have, from start to finish, I'm going to be doing some Dixie Belle chalk paint, we're going to be doing some clear coat, and I am so sorry, let's see, is it looking? No. If any of you guys know how to flip the camera backwards, the settings that are normally there are not on my camera. So in the comments there, can you please let me know how to do that? Hey Lois, how are you, sister? It's good to see you're watching. Thanks for watching this week and last week. We are going to be doing a thrift flip. Hey Shauna, this is my little thrift flip. It is a bookend. I have some vintage books that I'm going to be putting in my booth at Reclaim Cottage. Hi Tracy, good to see you, sister. I'm going to have some books that are going to be in my booth at Reclaim Cottage and Vintage Market here in Dalton Gardens, Idaho, and I want this piece to be one of the showcases. Hey Connie, it's awesome to see you. How are you? So we're going to make this over in Dixie Belle products, and I wanted to show you from start to finish. Usually I put little bells and whistles and sparkles and fabric and all that, but I'm actually not going to do that today. I'm going to scale it down just to show you the process and how we are going to be using Dixie Belle from start to finish. Hey sister, it's so good to see you, Connie. We missed you yesterday. But before I do that, really quick, I wanted to ask you guys' opinion. So you see this little 3-drawer table here. I got it for $15, and I need your opinion. I love to collaborate. Hey Brenda, this is what I am thinking. What do you guys think if I painted it? This is called Mermaid Tail, and it's pretty true to color on my lights here. What do you guys think if I decoupaged, painted it all, and then decoupaged the drawers in this? Let me know what you guys think. I love to be able to collaborate when I redo a piece here. So let me know in the comments. Yes on the mermaid tail, or should you pick something else? Right now I feel like the trends in furniture is going really bold and bright. So hey Sue, hi Darla. But I'm going to get started here, and then just to let you know, if this is your first time watching, go ahead and put hashtag newbie. If you're going to watch this on the replay and the live's not up there, go ahead and put hashtag replay. And you know, I love it when you sprinkle things out. That just grows my community. If you have a page here, go ahead and put your name and your page, because we here at Craft Around the Clock love to be able to sprinkle and share out the crafty goodness. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'll walk you through the process. If you want to know the instructions, put in supply list and instructions in the comment, and I will send you how I remake a piece like this. So I got this at a thrift store. It is just a old tattered look. It's not too happy on the bottom. It's a bookend. It's made out of resin, and I think I got it for like $1.99. So super cheap and inexpensive. So I have little gloves here. I'm going to be washing this because if you look at it, hi Renee, good to see you're watching. Babs, hey, hi, how are you doing? So you see all there's dirt and grime and icky stuff. And I thought, well, I could just wash it all off, but I want to show you the ease and excitement of Dixie Belle products. So these are just my gloves that I use for waxing and different, things. And when they get too grungy, I just throw them away. But White Lightning, well, let's see, do I have it underneath here? Oh, I'll have to look. I always have it just quick on hand, but I made up a bottle last week, so I must have put it in there. But Dixie Belle has a powder and a liquid, and I just put on here White Lightning on here. And this is a cleaner that you would use anytime you have either a furniture piece or any type of piece like this that you want to get that icky grime and yucky stuff out of. When I do a piece like this, I will either do a paper towel and just wipe things off. Look at that, it's already starting. But look at the difference once it starts to get all the dirt and grime off of it. But White Lightning is one of those products where I use it a ton. Any piece that I have that has any type of grime or dirt or something that is questionable on it, when I just don't know if my paint is going to stick, I make sure that I have White Lightning. So it does come in powder and then you mix it. That's what I have. But also Dixie Belle came out with, hey Joy, Dixie Belle came out with it already in a spray bottle. So if you don't want to mix, it's totally fine. But like I said, if you want a supply list and what things cost, if you want to order from me, I ship all over in the US. I drop ship for you guys. But if you have a Dixie Belle retailer by you, by all means, take my information and go to their retail spot and I don't mind, just buy away. Okay, so once I get that all wiped off, make sure that the dirt and grime is off, because that is really important. Hey Sue, welcome. I'm glad this is your first time. Awesome, good to see you, sister. So I do that. I just wipe it down with just a paper towel, and then I go back in and I put water on it. The White Lightning, you could read all the ingredients and whatnot. It doesn't smell, it's not all icky, but I do want to take that residue from the White Lightning off of my furniture, my project. And so I make sure I get in all the little nooks and crannies. But I make sure that I have everything wiped off with water after I use, there you go, put that in there, after I use the White Lightning. Hey Renee, it's good to see you, sister. Thank you for the conversation this morning. I had a wonderful time. I got to start off my morning talking to my sister, and then I had a friend come over, and she just left like 5 minutes ago. It was one of those where I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go live. So, hey Melody, how are you, sister? It was good to see you yesterday too. I love it. I love it when my locals and my family and friends are on. It's so good to see you guys. Okay, so like I said, we just making sure. I do have my little dryer here. We're going to be using that a little bit. Let's put that on. And make sure that your piece or a furniture or project is dry. So let me know in the comments, how is your weather doing? We have, I'd say probably 3 or 4 inches of snow. I am not going anywhere today. I decided I'm going to stay home. But if you have snow coming on the way, oh hey, let's say Belle's Crafts and Vintage. Belle, okay, what is your first name, sister? Let us know what your first name is. Welcome and come on in. Hey Mary. But you know how you find these pieces either in thrift stores or like at TJ Maxx or something like that. And although this is beautiful, look at it. I mean, it cleaned up pretty good. It is beautiful, but it's just not the style that I'm going for. I'm kind of going for a cottagecore. They call it granny core. That vintage and kind of garden feel. That's what I'm going for. Okay, I'm going to remove my gloves because I don't know about you guys. Do you usually paint with gloves on? I don't. It's one of those. So I picked the color because I'm going for a certain vibe. And I wanted to make sure that I had the color on hand. One of my favorite colors, and like I said, I am so sorry. I do not know how to flip it over that you guys can read this. I had in the past, and those options are not there anymore. The little click of the tools and whatnot to flip the camera. So I'm so sorry. Hey Shelly, good to see you're watching. This is vintage duck. Let's see. I gotta read it first. Vintage duck egg, and it is kind of like almost like a grayish blue, and it's super pretty. It's very versatile. It is one of those colors I feel like you can use it for spring and summer. Winter would be a great, you know. They will say they get in an inch an hour. Oh my, sister. Wow, Lois, that's a little much. This is one of my very first ones. You see that the pigment in there, it is already settling. So when I have one of these, I don't like to shake it up and down. I did unfortunately take that little the little cover off the top, and now I have learned to keep the cover on. You see that? It makes it come on and off when you use these tubs. So just FYI. I didn't do it here, and look at, I have a little bit of overage, and sometimes it's hard to open up. So I'm just gonna take, let's see, let's get a clean one. I always have popsicle sticks on hand, and I'm gonna give this a really nice stir. So for me, I do not put paintbrushes inside my containers like this. I don't want anything that's on my brush to go inside my container. It's just my personal preference. I don't know about you guys. How many of you that use Dixie Belle, do you just dump your brush in, or do you use other ways? That is just my personal preference. But look at how beautiful that is. It's on the camera, it looks a little bit more of like turquoisey, but it actually will turn more of a, I would say, a dusty or blue, almost not robin's egg, but a little darker than that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put some in. I always have little 3-ounce little cups, Dixie kind of cups on hand. And then I always keep this just right off to the side, or if I'm going to be using my product for a while, I always put the top on it so that, you know, once it dries, it's harder to revive. You can put some water in it, but there we go. I think that's a little bit more than what I'm going to use, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so the next thing is, I kid you not, the next and most important thing is your brushes. This right here is a oval, and this is Dixie Belle's Oval Medium. Love this brush. I thought, man, it's a little spendy. I'm kind of cheap. I like to, you know, vintage or thrift it kind of thing. But this is the game changer on a good, even coverage, no big, huge brush strokes and things like that. So if you have one investment that you would really, you know, that I suggest that you make is in your brushes. So first of all, I have these little spray bottles. This one's actually from doTERRA, but Dixie Belle has these ones here. I just got it, so I have not put water in it yet, but same idea, and I just get it wet. So today's a little bit more of the tips and tricks. Hey, Pearl. And then go ahead and go back and watch. That's the part I love about doing Craft Around the Clock. And in the featured section for that day, it will put up our lives, and then you can just keep watching. So hello, Crafty Crazy Company. It's good to see you. Go ahead and put your name. Some of you gals, I do know your first names, but some of the first watchers, time watchers, they don't know. They don't know. So, okay, I'm going to dip in, make sure that a little bit of there. And I'm going to actually start on the back. And the reason being is this is resin. I'm looking at it. This is where people aren't going to see it. And I just want to get familiar with the application, the coverage and whatnot. That's just my suggestion. I just want to see what it looks like, how much water is on my brush, if I need to have a little bit more water on it. This chalk paint is gonna level out. So how much you put on your brush, how much you conserve on painting and whatnot, this is where I go. This is like almost like my you know how you do a practice plate kind of thing. But look at how coverage, I mean, it's one. Isn't that awesome? Hey, good afternoon, you guys. All right, so there we go. I think this is it. I'm not gonna put any water. I was thinking about thinning it out a little bit, but I like the coverage on it. So sometimes when you do Dixie Belle and it has things like this, I don't put a primer on it because right now I feel like the clean surface will stick with the mineral chalk paint. So if you have something that is super slick and slippery kind of thing, or that you want to get stains, you know, seal in things, I recommend putting Bonding Boss on first, which Bonding Boss is a primer, and it comes in white, gray, and clear. And then you would put that on, let it dry, and then you would paint your chalk paint color. But this project, I feel like, you know what, I don't need to use it today. So because I have the oval medium brush, it goes into all those little places where you're on the struggle bus trying to figure out how you're going to get a little tiny brush or a stiff brush in those spots. And I feel like this oval brush does the absolute trick. So I recommend, I'm going to turn things around. I'm going to show you guys as I paint here how super easy it is. So if you have any questions, or if you want the list of supplies and how much things are, go ahead and put supplies and instructions in the comment there, and I will message you. I always try to put a list of supplies together and or tips and tricks. I'm one of those type of crafters. I love to teach while I craft. So just to let you know that. Oh, let's see here. I got some. But how many of you guys do thrift flips? Go thrifting, get something old and make it new, or have something new and make it old. That's kind of my tagline of how I like to craft. I make old things new and new things old. And I don't really have a specific style. I know that sounds weird, but I don't. I usually find different concepts and then go according to the concept, whether it is vintage or modern or, yeah. Paper crafting. Let me know about you guys. Hey, Carla. So I imagine this is probably one of those TJ Maxx or something like that finds. And maybe there was a match on it. But the cool thing about this brush, and because of the bristles and how long, and it gets in all those little spots. All right, now I'm gonna get some detail going on here. There we go. I need my specs to be able to see. And it looks like this is gonna be a one coat project. So I'm kind of going back and forth, just brushing and stippling. The stippling will get it in all those little pieces that you, if you were to brush it on, it would not cover. So let me get the front here. Move that up. And I do kind of pounce and go over my areas more than once. And that kind of just gets those little layers and whatnot. I kind of think it gives it a little bit of an old world. I know. Hey, Carla, you're saying good afternoon, everyone. Absolutely. You guys throw up a few hearts and welcome each other. This is an opportunity to be able to meet new crafters. Say hi to your girlfriends. All right, so I'm getting in here, all these little spots. And I always, if I'm gonna be doing some painting like this, I put it on my trivet so that I can move it around and go from every angle. Okay, now I'm just kind of looking to see if there is any pieces that I absolutely cannot get to, and I'm looking in the back here. There's a little spot in the back here. We'll just put this little small brush in. That is one thing, we want full coverage, right? But tell me, what is your favorite colors that you're decorating and doing for 2025? This vintage duck egg is actually one of the more popular colors this year. So I thought I would try it. I've used a few different, there we go. I've used a few different pieces with this color. Okay, there we go. Now I'm just looking to see if there's any drips. And like I said, I made sure to get the back first. Let's go way in there. And these brushes, this mineral paint is, chalk mineral paint is water-based. So I just have a cup of water that is right next to me, and I will be using that to put it in there for a little bit. If I were to use this brush later on in my project and I wanted to keep it this way, I know Renee's in that awesome color. Hey, Mary. I would take either a piece of saran wrap or a baby wipe like that, and I would just roll it in there, and then if you need to go back every once in a while, you know, you might have something dry and there's a little piece that you see that's not covered. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I mean, it's kind of fun just all in itself. So like I said, I just have a cup of water in here, and I'm just gonna leave it. I have a couple little bit extra, so I will, like I said, I always kind of just make sure if there's a little bit left in there. I think it is fine. We'll put it back in there. And then I just discard. I have lots of little cups, so that I think it's okay. All right, so because of camera time, we're just gonna let this dry. Hey, Michelle. I know, blue is in this year. Blue, yellow, like almost like a cottage green and pink. Those colors are really in this season, and especially the spring season coming up. I'm more into the jewel tones, so you're in the dark academia kind of. I think it is academia, I can't remember. I know macadamia is the nut, but there's several different styles that are on the horizon. I've kind of been looking at the trends and what's going on, and minimalist is now kind of starting to be maximalist, and adding some colors and prints. And that, ooh, that's me. That's right up my alley. I love it. But let me know, are you guys, do you do that? Do you do each season? Or is it something where you just add a little pop of texture and color as the year goes along? I know, I think a lot of us crafters kind of go per season, but let me know. What do you guys think? I think we kind of just craft per season so we can get our hands on anything and everything that's, you know, new, and it gives us an excuse to be more creative, I guess you'd say. So when chalk paint dries, it dries a matte finish. And like I said, I would take this and let it dry for a few hours, up to 5 to 6 hours. If you wanted to do multiple coats, I would do a few hours and then paint it again. But like I said, we only get 45 minutes, so. But looking at it, I feel like it's already getting dry. There might be a little bit of wet, and that's what I say, it's shiny and then dries in a matte surface. Oh, I have a little spot right here. There we go. And because this is resin, it can take a little bit to be able to cure. It'll take a few hours to dry, but in order for this chalk paint to set up, it actually takes about 21 days. If you're going to be saying that it is, you know, completely cured. When I flip a piece of furniture, I don't sell it right away. I actually wait a little bit, so that time of curing the chalk paint is there. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Okay, well, for right now, because I don't want you to just watch me watch paint dry, right? Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, and I always do this after I do a project like this with chalk paint. This is Dixie Belle. This is a it's called Best Dang Wax, and it comes in clear. This is clear. I know it looks white, but it actually will go in clear. And the big one that I use a lot is brown. I use brown all the time. How many of you guys have seen Dixie Belle's Best Dang Wax in brown? It is amazing when you want to antique something. So I recommend that. Today I'm just going to do a little, I just want to coat it so that the chalk paint has a coating on it. You could, if you want to, you could take clear. This is a satin. They have two different finishes. There are two more finishes, I should say. There's satin, and then there is kind of like a flat, and then more of a, I would say, a little bit shinier. So there's three different ones on that one. So I'm going to take that. I have little brushes that I use, and I only use them for wax. And I'm going to be just doing the flat surfaces right now, because I just wanted to show you how to use wax. We'll start with the back. And I just kind of roll. I don't want to put too much wax on. The less is best method, I guess you would say. And you can see it's not like big, shiny, that kind of thing. It is just a protectant on there if you are not going to be doing a clear. And then I take, this is the bag of rags, that's what they call it. This is the little cotton rag. And then you just go ahead and lightly put, just a little bit. What I want is I want to be able to let it dry, and then I'm gonna buff it. So I'm gonna go in the spots where there's a flat surface. And I'm going to do a little bit of just making sure that it is on there. Because sometimes these little things, they clump up a little bit. And I just want to make sure that there's not chunks of my wax on my piece. I am not actually going on the filigrees. I'm just going on the flat surfaces. There we go. And so if I were to do that all over, that would be just sealing my project with wax. Okay, so let that dry for a few hours, and then I will go back in with my cloth and I will buff it. So that and sometimes it's really nice. It buffs to a shine. So hey, Catherine, you're in Oregon. You are, let's see, I would say a state away. That's awesome. I am in Idaho, so not too far from you, sister. And hey, Cynthia, awesome to see you. Okay, so we would let that ruminate for just a little bit. And while we do that, just kind of let it sit for a second, I'm going to do a couple drawings. So in the last month or so, I know I've been delinquent in that. If you share out my video, I will put your name in my Happy Mail container here, and we will draw a few names. And I'm sorry, some of these last names are quite exciting, so I might just say your first name, but I will tag you in a Happy Mail post. So you will get a little, I'm not even going to show you what you're going to get other than it is in the envelope already. So Christine Darmanin, you are going to get some Happy Mail. So welcome. Hey, Wendy, good to see you. Can I look again? Let's see, I have three more in there. Let's see. Oh, Christine, it's again. Wow, Christine, you got it twice, but we're only going to send you one thing. So if you sprinkle out my videos, you get multiple drawings, multiple names. Denise Wingler, there you go, Denise. You will get some Happy Mail. I will tag you, and then go ahead and PM me your address. All right, let me see. One, two, three, four. Okay, let's see. We got one more left. Sissy, is it Wallace? Sissy Wallace? Yep, Sissy Wallace. Go ahead. We're going to do that. And last one. Let me look here. Okay. Lois. hey Lois, you are going to be getting happy mail. So these 4 people, go ahead, I will tag you in the comments here. Go ahead and private message me your mailing address and I will send you happy mail. I love it. Love to be able to give out my crafty goodness to people. So let's just say, go ahead and sprinkle out the video, and then the next time oh, that broke. Look at that. Oh, cheek. The next time I draw, I will put your guys' names in. Okay, so now we're gonna make it pretty. And you know me, I'm one of those where I have to have a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of shine. I have 2 things that I'm going to use. My one is my all-time new favorite. This is Gilding Wax from Dixie Belle. It is in gold. There are several different colors. Right now I have zinc, which is a silvery, almost like a silver, almost like a vintage plate. So it's got some blue in it, silver, just almost like it's tarnished. It's really pretty. And then this is the one that we're going to be using today. This is gold. And let me just pop the top off. Super easy. And look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It is very close to Rub and Buff in the nature of what it does, but I kid you not, this goes on amazingly. I thought, oh, why do I need it? Oh, I need it. So how I'm going to do this, I can put it on with my finger, or it almost looks like mousse. It is very pliable. And I am just going to go, let me get, I recommend this. I always start to paint with it, but go ahead and make sure that your brush isn't loaded up too much. A little goes a long way. Hey, Sandra, thank you so much for watching. And if I wanted, this is how I'm going to use it this way. I am just brushing at a 45, kind of like almost a 45-degree angle. If I wanted to go into the little nooks and crannies, I would almost pounce and use a round brush. But today I just want it to just accent the top of each of these little filigree leaves. And I want the inside of them to not have the gold. So I want a little bit of, I can go on the piece, but I'm kind of just trying to do that 45 or 90 degree, I guess you'd say, and just lay it right on top of the filigrees to accent. I mean, this would be really pretty if you took the Best Dang Wax in Brown and made it very old and vintagey. But like I said, for the project that I'm doing, the cottagecore, there is vintage in it, but I really wanted more of the sparkle element to come out than necessarily the vintage look. But let me know, how is your style? Hey, Cindy, it was so good watching you today. I love that heart locket that you did. That was so intuitive. I know that you craft, I call it craft lifting, the idea, but you put a beautiful swing and spin on it. I loved it. I loved watching it. So if you have a chance, go ahead. You were on it like 3 hours ago, so go ahead in the feature section. Go back up and listen and see Cindy's heart. It looks so cute, so innovative. Okay, so there we go. Look at how beautiful is that? And it's only 1 coat of paint and a little sparkly. I think this is one of those projects where you could use or do it with kids. And I have I have a couple watchers that do rest home kind of crafts and things like that. My good sister Tisha, she does crafts for in rest homes and things like that. And she's like, Eileen, can you do some stuff that I can use in my crafts? I'm like, absolutely. So I think this would be a great idea for that. So also, depending on how detailed you like, hey, Barbara, the size of your paintbrush, you could do whatever. If you want to be able to, like I said, put the gold in the nooks and crannies. Now, if I wanted to, this will dry pretty quickly, but let's say I wanted to not have so much on here. I can actually use my my paper towel and I can just almost like buff it. And look at the difference. Do you see how it's starting right there, it's starting to look a little bit muted, where here is very crisp as far as the brush strokes. You can actually blend. Isn't that super cool, Joy? I know, I love it. It's amazing. I have tried to use this gilding wax now on most of my projects because I think it is so pretty. And like I said, it comes in black, and there's bronze, there's copper. So if you want a patina, how beautiful would that be? Put some bronze, and I even use this vintage blue color to paint patina. We do have a patina line of different sprays and whatnot that we can make patina out of a new or a used piece of either metal or resin. But I think this is a great alternative to using the patina line. And this is the part where it's so like therapeutic. I'm not a master painter, but I sure can look a little bit more official when I use this gilding wax. So it is wax and it will dry. So I would recommend either putting not a wet sealer on it, but a wax sealer on the top. And I'm even going to paint the little stem completely. We'll do that. And then here's this little, this is like this little stem here. I'm just going to go on the top and do some accenting. But isn't that cute? Look at how easy that is. It didn't take me but much to already put a little bit of gold on there. And look at how it kind of just shines and sparkles. It almost looks like the apple for Snow White or something like that. Okay, and it looks like, oh, I got some on the blue. So I'm gonna go back. The thing I love about chalk paint, it does do a lot of coverage. So let's get a little detailed brush. I'm gonna dip my brush on the top, not in it, but we'll see that on the top. Nope, I'm gonna have to. I usually don't. But, if I did not want that gilding wax to stay there, which I might just leave it there, but you can, look at that. It just paints right over it. So you can put a lot, a little. Let's say I have a little spot in here. I do not want the gilding wax. I can paint over it. So there's a lot of grace that can happen with gilding wax. And I know a lot of people, they're like, oh, gilding wax, I don't know if I want to do anything with it. Once I tried it, I have not gone back. It is a great, great way to put a little bit of fun and sparkle in your projects. So we'll go on the side here a little bit. And if I wanted to, I can take some of these, I'm gonna load it up a little bit more so that it straightens out my brush. And I can go in between some of these. And all I'm doing is pushing down into the little crevice. Let's see, I want right here. You can kind of make almost like a stripe pattern. I will go around. I think that's going to be cute. And I'm not even going down to the bottom of it. I'm not even really doing things, you know, I'm not an artist, so I'm doing more of just kind of a whimsical pattern. And depending on how much wax you want in it, right? Let's see, make sure I don't want to put them together right next to each other. I'm doing every other one. So this one here, see, isn't that fun? It's just giving it another little dimension. Oh, let's get there. I know that there's not a whole lot of either of bows and things like that as I normally do, but I think that this piece going from start to finish, sometimes if we skip in some of these videos and things like that or lives, it's like when you get back to doing it on your own, go ahead, put this video back up, grab your project, a cup of tea or whatever you want to, and then you can watch and do your project at the same time. Okay, so it has been doing a little bit of dry time, so I will go ahead and just kind of move it around. I'm going to take some of those little pieces right here. Look at that. Hey, Amy, good to see you watching. Stacy, welcome. So I just took those little pieces and I'm just rolling them back and forth, giving it almost, just like a little edge. You could go back and put a little bit more, but like I said, time-wise, you know us, we always only get 20 or 45 minutes, so we're kind of trying to time manage at the same time, right? Hey, Bonnie, good to see you watching, you guys. Come on in. Okay, so that is Gold Gilding Wax, and I kid you not, if that's one of the products that you want, just go ahead and put supply list and instructions, and I'll show you how to get it. This here is not Dixie Belle, but I kid you not, look at this. This is gold foil flakes, and today I'm going to put a little bit on the leaf, and I'm going to be using B7000. And B7000 I use for gems and things like that. If we had time, I would put little gems on the ends of these little filigrees. Oh, Amy, that's okay if you're late. Go ahead. You always watch the replays, right? But good to see you, sister. Are you, you're Washington, so do you got some snow going on? Let's say I'm looking out, and my room is right out to the street level in our neighborhood, and the snow plows just went by, and we have a few inches here. I'm about ready. I've got to go and take the snow plow and go out to my driveway, because when they snow plow, it dumps right, it goes right in front of my driveway, so it's hard to get in and out of the street there. There we go. Just putting a little bit of that B7000 there. Then I'm going to take just a paper towel, put it under where I'm going to be using the gold foil flakes. Ooh, I have not opened this. Woohoo! Okay, here it comes. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so I think this is how you do it, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to go the Jane Nicole Designs fly by the seat of your pants way, okay? But if you want to school me on this, I am not sure all the crafty goodness about how to use this, but I'm going to put it on here. We will tap it down, and then I'm going to brush it off. Let me know, am I doing it right? Where am I in Idaho? I am in the Coeur d'Alene, so I'm up in the panhandle of Idaho. Just outside Coeur d'Alene. It is a beautiful, fun community. I love it. We moved here about 4 years ago. Okay, Pearl, we gotta hang in there, friend. Oh, you guys, I'm gonna go back and read the comments. You know me, I'm instructing, and then I'll go back and say hello and answer questions and whatnot. But like I said, if I can, I will respond as fast as I can, if that makes sense. Okay, so I did that, pressed it on here. Here we go. Ooh, look at this, you guys. I'm just brushing away. This is a little bit stiffer of a brush. I'm just brushing away the little excess. Oh my goodness, how fun. Look at this, you guys. Can you imagine this all on the corners, on the sides of the bookend? Oh gosh, the sky is the limit on this. Look at this. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get my, yep. There we go. Look at the sparkly goodness. Isn't that awesome? Hey Janice, good to see you guys are watching. So my time is pretty well up. So if you like this video, go ahead and sprinkle it out. If you want the instructions, go ahead and put instructions and supplies, and I will let you in on all the crafty goodness. Go ahead and go back into Craft Around the Clock and refresh this page, and I will join you when we watch the next one. So take care, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next Wednesday.